Good morning, children. Today we will learn about the effect of temperature on extent of adsorption of gases. We have seen that extent of adsorption depends upon different factors like nature of adsorbent, nature of adsorbent, specific area, pressure and temperature. Now we will see what is the effect of temperature. First we should know what type of phenomenon is adsorption. Adsorption, as we know, that it is exothermic in nature. So it can be represented as, here is gas plus adsorbent. When adsorption process takes place, gas molecules get adsorbed on the surface of adsorbent and heat is liberated. So this is exothermic in nature. As we know that the adsorption is reversible in nature, so in backward direction this is called as desorption. This is desorption, and in forward process it is called adsorption. So adsorption is accompanied by liberation of heat energy and it is exothermic in nature. Now if we apply the concept of Le-Chatelier's principle, then according to Le-Chatelier's principle, if we lower the temperature, then the process will go in forward direction, that is, extent of adsorption will increase. But if we raise the temperature of the system, then the reaction will go in backward direction, because in backward direction it is endothermic in nature. So when heat is given, then adsorbed gases desorb from the surface of adsorbent, and the surface of adsorbent become free and gases evolve. So we can say that the extent of adsorption decreases with increase in temperature when the pressure is kept constant. Now this thing can be made more clear by taking the adsorption isobar. Adsorption isobar. What is isobar? Isobar is a graph which is drawn by keeping the pressure constant. So this adsorption isobar is obtained by plotting the variation of x upon m with respect to temperature at constant pressure. Pressure is kept constant and we find out how the x upon m, that is extent of adsorption, varies with temperature. So when we apply this concept for different adsorption process, then we notice two different types of variations. One is for the physical adsorption process and another is for chemical adsorption process. In both cases, the variation of x upon m with respect to temperature at constant pressure is different. So first we will see in case of physical adsorption. So in physical adsorption, what happens? If we plot the variation of x upon m with respect to temperature, on x-axis pressure is kept constant. So in case of physical adsorption, this type of graph is obtained where it shows that the extent of adsorption decreases continuously with increasing temperature. It decreases, extent of adsorption decreases with increase in temperature in case of adsorption. But what happens in case of chemisorption? Now, if we plot the variation of extent of adsorption in case of chemijorption, when x upon m is plotted with respect to temperature at constant pressure for chemijorption, then for chemijorption, then the behavior is different from physical adsorption. Here first we notice that the extent of adsorption increases, reaches to maximum, and then again decreases like this one. So this temperature at which the extent of adsorption is maximum, this is called TO. This TO means this is optimum temperature, that is temperature at which the extent of adsorption is greatest, and after which it decreases. So why in chemijorption this type of behavior is noticed? This is because, as we know, in chemijorption surface compound is formed, and the formation of surface compound requires some energy of activation. So initially what heat is given, it provides necessary energy of activation, and then afterward it decreases. So this is the behavior of x upon m with respect to temperature. How this x upon m varies with temperature in case of chemijorption. First it increases, reaches to maximum, and then it decreases. So this is the effect of temperature on extent of adsorption of gases on solid surface. Now we will take the next, that is activation of adsorbent. Activation of adsorbent. What is the meaning of activation of adsorbent? That is to increase the adsorbing power of adsorbent. So how we can enhance the activation power of any adsorbent? So this can be done in several ways. We can increase the adsorbing power of adsorbent in different ways, in which the first one is by making the surface of adsorbent rough. This is the first way which increases the extent of adsorption. When we make the surface rough, actually then it disloads. When we make the surface rough, then it disloads the gases already present on the surface, one thing. And another thing, it increases the surface area for adsorption to take place. Another way is by converting the lump into particle form. That is by breaking the lump of the adsorbent into coarse grain form, particle form. This increases the surface area of the adsorbent and increases or enhances the adsorbing power of the adsorbent. And third one is by heating. Actually, what happens when adsorbent is prepared, then first it is heated. Actually, on heating, what happens? The gases, permanent gases that are already present on the surface of adsorbent, they are removed from the surface, and then this adsorbent is kept in vacuum. Otherwise, what happens when any adsorbent is taken out in air? So the permanent gases like nitrogen, oxygen, they are present, carbon dioxide, present in polluting gases present in the atmosphere. They already load on the surface of the adsorbent. So it is required to remove first the already adsorbed gases, only then that surface will be made available for adsorption to take place. So this is one of the way that enhance the adsorbing power of the adsorbent, that is by heating. So when we heat the adsorbent before using it, then the gases already present, they dislode from the surface, and now the surface is available for adsorption to take place. So in this way, these are the various factors which will influence the extent of adsorption of gases on solid surface. Now the next topic is the adsorption from the solution. Now adsorption in solution. Actually, adsorption process also takes place in solution. There are various examples. For example, if you put the kneaded dough in a colored solution for some time, say for 10 to 15 minutes, and if you take out the kneaded dough, then you notice that the color intensity of the solution is lowered, and the surface of the dough will acquire the color. It means the colored solute particles get adsorbed on the surface of dough that act as adsorbent material here. Similarly, if you use the clay, if you keep the clay in any colored solution, in blue colored solution or in red colored solution, what happens? The color intensity is lowered, and at the same time the surface of the clay acquires the color, because the colored solute particles get adsorbed on the surface of the clay. Another very excellent example is the purification of raw sugar. Raw sugar is actually this is brown in color, and this brown color is removed by using the bone charcoal when the raw colored solution, sugar solution is boiled with charcoal. Then charcoal adsorbs the brown color on its surface, and the sugar solution becomes colorless. Similarly, the color of the organic solution is removed by using suitable adsorbent. So in this way, there are several examples where the adsorption phenomenon takes place in the solution. In solution, the adsorption depends upon several factors. As first one is, it depends upon nature of solute and adsorbent. Second, it depends upon concentration of solution. For concentration of solution, the Prandtl adsorption isotherm can hold good even in case of adsorption in solution. So we can use the Prandtl adsorption isotherm here also, that is x upon m is equal to Kc. At the place of P, equilibrium pressure, in case of Prandtl adsorption isotherm, we use the C raised to power 1 upon n. So this equation holds good for the adsorption in solution, where x upon m is extent of adsorption, and this is K actually, the constant, and then at the place of P we use the C and raised to power 1 by n. So this equation is similar to Prandtl adsorption isotherm, where at the place of P we use the C, that is concentration of solute in the solution. So here x upon m is directly proportional to the concentration of solute in the solution. So now the next one is temperature. How temperature has influence on the extent of adsorption in case of solution. Again, with increase in temperature, the extent of adsorption decreases here also. So these are the factors which influence the extent of adsorption in solution. Now, application of adsorption. What are the various applications of adsorption phenomenon? Adsorption application. First, in gas mask, suitable adsorbent is used in gas mask which absorb the poisoning gases on its surface. Second, in dehumidizer. बच्चों, ये आपने देखा होगा कि जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स होते हैं उनके पैकेट में एक छोटा सा उनका जो बॉक्स होता है उसमें एक छोटा सा पैकेट होता है कोरस जो टिश्यू पेपर में, उसके अंदर सिलिका जेल ऐसा लिखा रहता है. जो एमार्फस सिलिका जेल है दैट इज एक्सीलेंट डीह्यूमिडाइजर. ये करता क्या है कि जो मॉइस्चर है अंदर उसको अपने सरफेस पर एडजॉर्ब कर लेता है और जो हमारे अप्लायंसेस हैं, जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं, उनको मॉइस्चर से बचाता है. सो इन दिस वे एमार्फस silica is used as dehumidizer. In chromatography, especially in adsorption chromatography, where suitable adsorbent is used either in the form of column in burette-like tube or in the form of thin layer, as you have seen in class 11, that is column chromatography or thin layer chromatography, where suitable adsorbent material is used for separation, purification and characterization of the compounds. Now next, in treatment of diseases. So what happens in treatment of diseases? Medicines are used and these medicines adsorb the microbes on its surface and prevent the disease and provide a relief to us. So in this way the adsorption phenomenon is also used in the treatment of diseases. Next, purification of water. Purification of water. So you have seen in purification of water, ions get exchanged on the surface, as you have seen, and then the harmful ions get exchanged for the less harmful ions or harmless ions. So in this way, the method, this adsorption phenomenon is used in purification of water, also by ion exchange method. Next, in catalysis. In catalysis also you see the reaction takes place on the surface of catalyst, and in this way the catalyst helps the reaction in many ways. It provides for surface for the reaction to take place, and also it provides sometimes during the adsorption of reacting gases on the surface of catalyst, some energy is liberated that provides necessary energy of activation and enhances the rate of reaction. And heterogeneous catalysis based on adsorption phenomenon, because in heterogeneous catalysis, heterogeneous means where the catalyst is generally solid and the reactant are gases. So the gases get adsorbed on the surface of catalyst and then the reaction occurs on the surface of catalyst. The product form has no affinity for the surface and this product dissolved on the surface. So in this way in catalysis also adsorption helps. In Froth flotation process, in metallurgy, Froth flotation process. So So here also you have seen this is the method used for concentration of sulfide. Sulfide get adsorbed on the surface of the froth, and then the particles, sulfide particles, are carried to the surface. So in this way, these are few examples of the adsorption. Thank you.